John F. Kennedy, a president who inspired a nation. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, often remembered simply as JFK, was not just the 35th President of the United States. He was a symbol of hope, courage, and youthful leadership during one of the most dangerous periods in modern history. His life was short, but his influence was powerful and lasting, shaping America and the world in ways that are still felt today. John F. Kennedy was born on May 29, 1917, in Brookline, Massachusetts, into a wealthy and politically ambitious Irish-American family. His father, Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., was a successful businessman and diplomat, while his mother, Rose Kennedy, was deeply religious and devoted to her children. John was the second of 9 children, growing up in a competitive household where achievement was expected and excellence was praised. Despite his privileged background, John's early life was marked by frequent illness. He suffered from various health problems, including severe back pain, infections, and chronic fatigue. Many doubted he would live a long life. Yet, these challenges shaped his character, teaching him resilience, discipline, and determination. 1. John attended Harvard University, where he developed a strong interest in history and international affairs. His senior thesis on British foreign policy during World War II later became a best-selling book titled Why England Slept. Even at a young age, Kennedy showed a sharp mind and a deep concern for global politics. When World War II broke out, John joined the U.S. Navy, determined to serve his country despite his poor health. He commanded a patrol torpedo boat known as PT-109 in the Pacific Ocean. In 1943, the boat was struck and sunk by a Japanese destroyer. Kennedy showed extraordinary courage, leading his surviving crew through dangerous waters to safety. He even swam for miles while towing an injured sailor with a strap clenched between his teeth. This heroic act made him a war hero and earned him the Navy and Ma. After the war, Kennedy entered politics. In 1946, he ran for the U.S. House of Representatives and won. He later became a U.S. Senator in 1952. During these years, he gained a reputation as a thoughtful and independent leader. Though young, he was taken seriously because of his intelligence and vision. In 1953, John married Jacqueline Bouvier, a highly educated and elegant woman who would later become one of the most admired first ladies in American history. Together, they represented a new generation of leadership, young, modern, and charismatic. Their marriage brought glamour and energy to American public life. Kennedy's national reputation grew with the publication of his book, Profiles in Courage, which won the Pulitzer Prize. The book celebrated U.S. senators who stood up for their beliefs despite political risks, reflecting Kennedy's own ideals of integrity and bravery. In 1960, at the age of just 43, John F. Kennedy announced his candidacy for President of the United States. His campaign faced many challenges, including concerns about his youth and his Catholic faith. However, Kennedy turned these obstacles into strengths. His confidence, intelligence, and powerful speeches inspired millions. 3. One of the most important moments of the campaign was the first televised presidential debate against Richard Nixon. Kennedy appeared calm, confident, and energetic, while Nixon looked tired and uncomfortable. Millions of viewers believed Kennedy won the debate, helping him secure a narrow but historic victory. On January 20, 1961, John F. Kennedy was sworn in as the youngest elected president in U.S. history. In his inaugural address, he delivered words that would echo through generations. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. This speech captured the spirit of his presidency, a call to service, responsibility, and unity. Kennedy took office during the height of the Cold War, a time of extreme tension between the United States. Domestically, Kennedy focused on civil rights, education, and economic growth. Though progress was slow, he supported the fight against racial segregation and called for equal rights for all Americans. His speeches on civil rights laid the foundation for future reforms. Kennedy also launched the Apollo space program, boldly declaring that America would send a man to the moon before the end of the decade. At the time, this goal seemed impossible, but it inspired scientific innovation and national pride. In 1969, That dream became reality. Beyond politics, JFK inspired people with his vision of peace. He called for nuclear arms control and delivered a historic speech at American University advocating cooperation with the Soviet Union. His belief that humanity shared a common future was revolutionary in a divided world. Tragically, on November 22, 1963, while visiting Dallas, Texas, President Kennedy was assassinated. The nation was plunged into shock and grief. Millions mourned the loss of a leader who represented hope and possibility. Though his presidency lasted less than 3 years, John F. Kennedy's legacy remains powerful. He inspired Americans to believe in public service, courage, and progress. His life proved that leadership is not measured by time, but by impact. John F. Kennedy once said, "A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on."